G'day, this is Michael here. I'm a member of the Blackheath Soaring Club. Now, this video is to help you be able to walk back up to the top. Let's say it's been your first flight at Blackheath, you've landed down in the landing zone, and you're with a bunch of mates, but you don't have a car at the bottom. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky to follow the paths on the way up. They are lots of paths that are trodden by horses and so on, so it's easy to lose the track. I've tried to inlay the map here. As you'll see, the first thing that you come to is the electric fence, which if you've got a mate, you can get over easily enough. Just be aware if the stick that you use to hold the electric fence is wet, you will feel a bit of a jolt. Obviously, always close the gate when you exit the property. We do need to, look after our landing zone. It's private property that, we obviously want to look after it and do everything we can to keep it in good stead. You turn right out of the gate and follow the road until you get to this point where you'll see the water tank there on the end of the corner of the road. And this is where our path up the hill starts. Now, this track up to the top is divided into 3/3. The first third is pretty much up this ridge that we've started here, and you'll see it marked out with the pink flags that someone has generously spent their time putting at some point in the past.
Look at all the trees around. There should be.
We follow the flags up, and we'll get to the point up here where we're actually hitting a path that's going across, and this is the most confusing part for me, where I've gotten lost before.
Oh, yeah.
We actually follow straight up the ridge, so we don't take either of the obvious path left or right, and you'll see the pink flags going up that ridge, the incline. And we continue following the pink flags until eventually we'll come and rejoin that path, as you'll see on the map.
Now, next one. I assume it's straight ahead?
Yeah.
Can't see it.
Right up, get the car, drive down.
So at this point, you'll see on the map that we're actually now where the shortcut that we've taken following the red flags rejoins the main path. The key is that we're turning left here, which is away from the direction we actually want to get to, but this is the way the path continues up the hill.
So I normally come straight up here.
There are multiple ways to get up. Some people do just take a shortcut straight from the gate up to this point. I may do that in another video, but for this one, we've just followed the flags straight up. It's one big bend where we turn back again away from the direction, but it's just following the path, and you'll see the pink flags.
One key point I always find for myself is to know that no matter where I'm coming up here,
so a key thing is there is actually a fence line that you will notice at some point here, and we never actually cross that fence line. So if you do get lost, just know if you hit that fence line, you continue away from it back towards launch. Now we've finished the first third of the walk, and now we're just following the contour along that a single contour line basically for that second third, which is quite flat, a few ups and downs, but it's mainly flat all the way along. Obviously, there's quite a few tree falls, given there's been a lot of rain recently, which has led to that. Some of them have been chopped nicely to be able to get through. Others are still lying across the path. When you get to this rock, there's a big boulder that you pass by inside of. It's around, we're almost to the end of this second third. The last thing we'll get to is a big tree that we need to climb over, which hasn't yet. That is huge, so it requires a bit of effort to get over with your pack.
Oh, sure. Remember how you said the air was like spinning, you had to run like mad? Wasn't that flying after that?
But after that...
And there's the can where we turn off. Don't miss this one or you end up heading kind of back down.
So make sure you see that can, and this is where we turn left off the main path and head up the hill for the last third of the walk, which is the steep part. The first third's steep-ish, the second third's very flat, and this last third is quite steep. So we're back to following the pink flags. You'll see them marked up. It's really just a ridge all the way up, and you will actually notice that there's a black pipeline. You'll see it in a minute. So it's good to know that if you get to that black pipeline, we're just, there it is, you can see it, and we'll see it more closely in a few seconds.
Be interested to see if it was similar to yours.
But that pipeline, you know, if you're not sure you're on the track, we can just keep following that pipeline up. But do try to notice the pink flags as you go, because they will
it's pretty
make it
strong.
easier.
Some people use it to pull up.
Sorry?
I said it's pretty strong. Some people kind of pull themselves up on it.
Oh, really?
I'll just leave it.
Has it got water in it?
No, it's empty.
As you get closer to the cliff line, it does get a little more scrambly, and there's a few trees to duck under. So this is the last kind of part, right up through the cliff. There's a small crevice that we kind of follow up here, following those pink flags again.
It's a bit hard to get to. So, yeah, straight up that spur till just before it gets really steep.
Yep.
And then we've walked all the way along the flat part and then straight up here.
Finally, after all your efforts, you end up at the old hanging ramp on the north side.
Hanging ramp.
Yeah.
And back on the main track from the car park down to the northern lookout there.
And that's it. I hope you don't get lost and enjoy your first flights at Blackheath.